What's up guys, it's Frankie. In this video we're going to be talking about how to get easy, fast, quick, meaningful results for clients. You do this, by the way, you can walk into almost any client relationship confidently. Your sales will get better, your results and your delivery will get better. And by the way, I actually kind of discovered this a little bit by accident, and so it's kind of amazing that I did discover this by accident, because you guys are going to reap the benefits in this video. And if you don't know me already, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Frankie Finn. I'm the author of the book Beyond the Agency Box. Since 2007 I've built 3 different agencies, up to 100 plus simultaneous clients, and I've helped hundreds of people worldwide to live this whole beach agency kind of laptop lifestyle. So some good stuff coming in this one. Let's get into it. All right, I'll tell you who this is going to help the most. By the way, those of you guys who have long deliverables, like I did SEO for years. SEO is the longest deliverable in history, right? Sometimes it takes a year to see meaningful results with SEO, right? So you're asking somebody to trust you for 12 months. And if you do this right, what'll happen is clients will trust you almost immediately. They'll refer you, recommend you. And it's such a simple thing that you almost think it can't be that easy. And it is changing your focus from, like, okay, you have to understand when a business owner says, I need more customers, or they're really after the result behind the more customers, which is the more money, the more business, the more flow. Almost always they assume that the only way to do that is with more new people. And in reality, almost always, if they just made an offer to their existing customers and those existing customers are happy and don't hate them, they would come back. So like, if you think about this, imagine I'll give a real example. We just went to an Italian restaurant last night here in Mexico. So imagine you run a Mexican restaurant. I want you to think about your agency or whatever business or whatever niche you're in as kind of like the metaphor is still there. So the Italian restaurant, right? Now, they're going to say, if they want to grow their business, that we need more new people to come in and eat. And what is the hurdle of getting new people? Well, first of all, you're probably going to have to advertise to get new people. And firstly, you're going to probably have to build some awareness. Like, I don't know about you, but there's very few ads that convert me the first time through. There's a lot of things in this day and age competing for our attention. So I think you're probably going to take a bunch of repetitions. There's some dude up there just blasting his horn up on the highway. So then after that, you're going to have to show them your menu. They're going to have to agree to the prices. They're going to have to get dressed up. They might have to make a reservation. They might have to come in person. Like, that's a lot of fucking hurdles to get somebody to come in. Now, we already went to an Italian restaurant and we had, what do we have? Like a homemade pizza last night. How hard would it be to say, hey, you tried the pizza. Wait till you try the lasagna. Here's a coupon to come back for a lasagna. Or if they said, hey, we'd love to have you guys back. If you guys are interested, we have a little VIP mailing list. We'd love to give you a free dessert right now today if you join our mailing list. And they could tweet out offers, or they could text them, or they could email them, or whatever really works best. I would probably go with the text message angle. And so it's a very, very simple understanding, which is businesses always have underutilized resources in the form of existing customers and past customers. And therefore, the easiest way to get somebody to come in, because the hardest thing about convincing a stranger is you got to get them to like, know, and trust you. But if you got an existing client, they already like, know, and trust you. You're like, I already had a good Italian meal. I don't need convincing that, hey, the pizza was really good, so I'm sure your lasagna is pretty good, right? So like, I don't need a great, stretch. And they could probably get me to come in instead of 1 time in a week, 2 times in a week, or maybe even 3 times, or become a regular and say, we're so happy to have you. We'd love to give you a free bottle of wine. Not a wine drinker, but just give an example so you guys get your head around. And this is true in any business. So sometimes, like in the business, you won't always be able to do it. There may be like restrictions. I'll give you an example. Like in the case of my niche, personal injury lawyers, like somebody has to be in an accident to become a client, so I can't necessarily go to their customer list and say, come hire us again. But what I can do is give them tools to go refer people. Say, hey, we appreciate you guys. We love you the most. Here's a little book. Here's a gift certificate for a free consultation. You know anybody, give them one of these. They can come in. We'll take care of them because they really mean something to us. And by the way, when you do your SEO, or you do your Facebook ads, or you do your pay-per-click, or you do your funnels or your copy, what ends up happening if you also help them multiply customers on the back end, or those customers pay them more often, right? So like I used to run Facebook ads. I think I was the first one to do it in the personal injury space. Maybe I wasn't, but I was the first one that I knew anyway. And whenever we would do that, we would give them the tools so that those people would come in and turn into referrals. Guess what happens to my Facebook ads? I automatically get 2 times as good, right? Because my Facebook ads are turning into referrals. It's a more complete, more comprehensive system. So the key with all of this is when the business owner tells you, I need more new customers, you have to kind of ignore it. You have to let it like go in this ear and go bloop, and go out the other ear, because otherwise what ends up happening is if you believe them in that, you'll get caught up in chasing the hardest people, the most time-consuming people to get to like, know, and trust you, and assume that the only way to grow a new business is with ads. And almost always there's resources they already glossed over. And I'll tell you how I discovered this accidentally. I wrote about this in the book. For those of you guys who read the book, you'll remember this example, but it's a true story. I had a bunch of lawyers that I was running this for, and one of the things is the ads would take like 3 to 4 months to get really dialed in with Facebook, because I had to like, just get the algorithm to work and all those things. And in the meantime, like lawyers are just like any other niche. They're looking for instant results. At the end of 2 months, they really start to doubt you. And so I thought about what could I do to just bring them like 1 or 2 people so that they would get 1 or 2 clients and they would just believe me long enough to let me run the ads, because I was getting sick of people would cancel at 3 months like when it was just starting to work, right? And so I ended up running this little referral campaign for a lawyer, and I hadn't seen him, and we were doing this for like 3-4 months, and I probably spent like 14-15 grand of his money, and I knew for certain our ads still weren't working. I was stressing about it. I was worried. Next thing I know, we got booked for a little boot camp in Atlanta. It's a little speech. There were maybe like 15-20 lawyers who were giving some presentations to. I'm like 50% of the speaker. There's 2 other guys who were, one a really, really successful lawyer and another cool, really awesome tech wizard named Billy. And we go there, and one of my clients that I've spent like 15 grand is one of the people. Now I'm stressed as all like a motherfucker to see this guy, because I'm thinking like, oh, he's gonna tell everybody my ads don't work, don't listen to this guy. It's like, it's gonna be terrible. He walks in the door and he says, Frankie, and he's like he's a big brother. Carl comes up, gives me a hug, and I'm basically like a little child in Carl's arms. And he says to me, hey Frankie, that campaign you ran, I made 100 grand off of that. I said, excuse me? And I was thinking in my head about the Facebook ads, and I was 100% certain that my Facebook ads had not brought him $100,000 in business, because I had all the tracking. And I forgot at the start of this campaign, we sent out a little referral campaign. It just went to his past clients, said, thank you so much. We appreciate you. If you guys have any questions, or you have any family friends who have any questions, this is our free VIP line. We're happy to answer any legal questions you got. Just call here. He got couple of cases from it. One of them was a really big one. I think it was worth like 80 grand, and he was super stoked about it. I had totally forgotten about that. And the reason that worked, by the way, is not because the campaign was so fucking brilliant, because it went out to people he already had a relationship with, who like, know, and trust him. And as where the reason why the other stuff took longer is because we're working on cold people, right? So almost always there's more things you can do with the customer list. If you just combine the customer list with what you're already doing, your shit will work faster, it'll work better. But I think what you'll find when you do it is something similar to what I found is, why do all the hard shit when I sent out a campaign and it was a couple of emails and a guy made 100 grand, when I have to split test 50 ads and stress about Facebook? So that is my way of saying, like, every business you'll ever meet has an underutilized customer database and resource and list, and they always assume the only way to make more money is with new people. And if you ignore that, you'd be amazed what you can do in the form of more business, referrals, repeat business, upsells, yada yada, cross sells, cross promotions, all that good stuff. So I'd love to hear your experience with customer lists, if you got any. If you'd be interested, and I'd be happy to give you guys a bonus campaign down below. Just drop a comment and I will send you a link to it. Other than that, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and may the force be with you.